Tonight, News 4 Tucson speaking to the wife of a well-known cyclist who was killed by a hit-and-run driver. Yesterday, 78-year-old John Timbers was killed while riding his bike on the 5600 block of East Grant Road. And Tucson police say that Timbers was riding his bicycle westbound on Grant Road when he was hit from behind, reportedly by a red Nissan Frontier or an Xterra. Now, police say the suspect kept driving after Timbers was hit.
As police continue their search for that driver, Timbers' family and friends are mourning his loss. News 4 Tucson's Megan Spector joins us live now in Midtown, where the crash happened, with more from those who knew him. Megan.
Sean and Monica, it's been less than 2 days since John Timbers was killed. His family and friends still dealing with this heartbreaking news. Now, I spoke with his wife and a close friend about his legacy.
John was a very unusual, exceptional person. Whatever he did well, and he did it as much as he could.
Devastated by John Timbers' loss, his wife of nearly 50 years, Joy. Going through this difficult time, Joy didn't want to speak on camera, but we did speak over the phone about their loving relationship.
He was in the Peace Corps, and his mother and I talked together, and she would read his letters from Africa. And he sounded like such an interesting person. I wanted to meet him when he got back. So when he got back from Africa, I met him, and from then it went on.
Impacting people throughout the Tucson community, specifically the Tucson cycling community.
To an entire generation of local bike racers. He was just the go-to guy with questions.
A close friend since 1971, Alan Fisher.
One of my favorite things was to ride out to Saguaro National Park East, and there's a ramada there at the visitor center. We would sit there and talk for hours.
John now leaving his legacy on the trails.
And John wanted to put on a race that would replicate the really toughest races that people saw in Europe. So he started La Vuelta de Bisbee, which was a multi-day race that attracted the top cyclists from around the country and some from around the world.
When he was cycling, he wanted to be the best, and he worked hard, not to win, but to improve himself.
With El Tour de Tucson happening in exactly 1 month from today, make sure you're keeping an extra eye out on the roads as more cyclists hit the streets around Tucson. So make sure to stay safe and be aware. Live from Midtown, Megan Spector, News 4, Tucson.